We are here with a rising star, Jake MacGray. What's up, brother?
Hey, thanks for having me, Dustin.
Yeah, man. So this dude is a freshman on varsity, the Allegany High School soccer team. I was going to say football, but it's not football.
Yeah.
In most of the world it is, I guess. It's the football you actually use your feet with. Dude, so that's legit. So you're a freshman starting on varsity. What is it like? What's that like?
I don't know. Well, it's a lot of more weight than you would think because a lot of people don't have the experience, like freshmen on varsity. I've been practicing with the JV a little bit. It's different. The level is right here, down here.
Is it intimidating at all?
It's I don't know. It's more enjoyable, I think.
Okay.
Because I know it's beneficial for me. On being on varsity, the older players who have more experience, they'll just chip off onto me. I'll gain some experience, learn from them.
Yeah, that's good. So you've kind of been through the season a little bit. What's the season been like?
Well, we've had our ups and downs. I think I'd say we've improved.
Yeah.
We've improved. Especially with you played the teams twice, so home and away. As we've gone, I feel like we've done better, at least score-wise.
How about you personally? Your experience from the beginning do you feel like you're a better player, new player, or about?
I don't know. About the same.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I mean, they're so much older. I just am curious about that. So, what's it been like in soccer? Your life growing up? You've always played. I'm guessing to be this good. But
yeah, I've played, but mainly
with your family and stuff, you guys play.
Yeah.
For people that don't know Jake MacGray or your family, a lot of people do probably, but
yeah. So I began playing 3, maybe even 2, I don't know, and at LaVale in those little pickup leagues or whatever. Yeah. And then as I went on, I kept playing, of course, but maybe 10, 11, 12, I actually started to really like it and want to go far with it. And so I would say.
Did you travel and stuff? You guys traveled some?
Yeah, a little bit.
Teams and stuff?
Club teams here and there.
Yeah.
2 different club teams and stuff. But probably I would say when I was 13, the summer of 13, I locked in. I started training every day.
That's great.
I wanted to get good. I wanted to make every team I could. So
yeah.
That's when I really.
That's great. So that's what it takes, to have that mentality to be able to perform at such a high level. So what is for those of you who don't know, so I wanted to sit down with you. I want to sit down with a couple cool kids that I respect. I think there's favor on your life and stuff, and just get to know you. For those of you who don't know Jake and your experience at home, what's your family like?
Yeah, it's a lot. There is.
Are you an only child?
No, not an only child. About the opposite. So there's 5 others, 1 brand new one, okay. 5 other siblings, nice. And then, of course, 2 parents, and we love soccer, play it all the time, everybody plays. Yeah. Unfortunately, Kit stopped playing.
Oh, a little shout out to Kit. Maybe she'll come back and play, or you think she's done for good?
No, she's definitely done.
Oh, man, all right.
She lost the passion.
Oh, okay. So you guys all play it's a family endeavor, right?
Yeah, definitely competitive, very competitive soccer. More than other things, I would say. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to win, especially in the backyard. Zip, he'll be crying all the time. You score 1 goal on it.
That's good, though. That's what makes it good. So what's your experience like? So you're the firstborn, right? Yes. So I'm not a firstborn. What's that like? The forerunner, kind of the leader of the family. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I would say so, because I feel maybe the littler kids, they'll get I'll show them some steps of how to grow as a person, but I didn't have anybody older than me.
Yeah.
So I gotta learn that on my own. Yeah. Sort of.
Do you ever feel pressure being the firstborn?
Not much, because we're so close. It's not a big gap. Kids one grade less, so it's she's right there.
And how old are you?
14.
You're 14, and you have one that's 0 though.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a gap. That's a little bit of a gap. So, but I feel so why I say that you feel pressure, and not to put pressure on you, but I feel the siblings that come behind, the trajectory of them are based off of how the firstborn goes. What you do will be like what they do. Have you ever thought about that?
A little bit, yeah.
Like maybe even with like your faith or school or sports or something, you know?
Yeah, because like I try to be an example. Say like you're out in public, of course you want to be an example, but sometimes you don't think at home, like, but you see those people so often. Every little thing you do, they see.
Right.
So, I mean, I try to keep it in the back of my head, like I'm an example for like much younger kids. Right. But yeah, a little more pressure, I'd say, because I mean, they look at my life a lot.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, and two, like your family, like I know your family. I've known you guys for a few years now, and y'all are so involved in the church and everything, and so involved in FCA, and like just doing a great job in the community. It's really cool. So how is your experience? Like, let's just talk about your faith a little bit. How was your experience? What's it been like going from Braddock, like where you're like this 8th grade, like the big man on campus, to kind of starting over and trying to kind of like get your feet wet, get established, but also like be a man of character, be a man of faith? What's that been like?
Well, yeah, Braddock was different. You definitely did feel like the big dog, like you were in charge.
Yeah.
And
you start over, kind
yeah,
of,
you
right?
start over, but I like the high school feel. It's like, I feel like a lot less judgment. Middle school, everybody's trying to be the same. High school, you start to branch out a bit and like get different. So I like that we got like a new start, like a fresh start. And so I'm just trying to like get a better start, keep my ego low. Like in Braddock, I feel like I wanted to be that guy who was like the cool guy, the soccer player, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to keep myself like humility, you know, below. But yeah.
How do you do that? And also like, how do you do that? How do you feel like you keep your ego low? I don't know. That's not what I hear most freshmen saying. I'm trying to keep my ego low.
Well, I would say.
Or where does that even come from? You know?
Probably just like, it's not like I look at these older kids, like, cause there's a lot of them, and I see the difference. Like, they have a high ego. They try to be cool. And I see the ones who like are in the FCA and they're not trying to be like the ones who go and party and stuff. I want to like chase what they got and see what I see them, and I see what they do differently, and like it just leads to much better like outcome in high school. It's more enjoyable, even though they think like the ones who do like the higher ego type things, they think it's enjoyable, and maybe they do enjoy it at times, but like there's more life than just high school. And that's what I want to start here and build to the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. I mean, and humility, I guess the word too is like, it's very attractive. Like, I guess you're noticing that with the older, right? It's one thing to have an ego and you're like, that's good, man, you're great, but that's not, I don't know. I don't want to be in a relationship with that. And the other side is like, you see someone that's very talented and then they're humble and it kind of draws you to them. It's almost magnetic, right? And so that's good that you're seeing it at such a young age. And I think it's very biblical, right? Paul writes in Philippians, he says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility, consider others better than yourself. And that's part of our faith too.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like that ties in? So like you mentioned FCA and maybe even like your family, what they've taught you. You know, I'm sure your dad's a big preacher on that kind of
with
definitely. Like humility and like let your actions speak louder, right? Anything you share on that at all?
I would say just like it's a learning process, definitely, because there's been ups and downs. There's gonna be more, and as long as you try to do the next thing you can humble. Yeah, you've got what you got behind you, but if you do the next thing humble, you let your actions speak for your words next time. As long as you keep pushing forward, trying your best, it seems to work.
Dude, that's so good. Yeah. Do the next humble thing, the next humble action. Wow. So, what is your relationship like with God? What's that like?
It's a work in progress for
all of us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'd say I've definitely grown as a Christian, as a man of God, and I think I can keep growing, but as long as I keep pushing on and keeping God first, that's my whole goal, you know? Like, every time I step into school, step on the field, as long as I keep in my head that I'm here to glorify him, that's what I always try to do. And a lot of times I don't do that, and that, like, I try to reflect and see what I can do better. And yeah, as long as I keep that good mindset of glorifying him with everything I do, everything I say, every movement I make, everything I do,
Man,
that's my whole goal.
that's great. Preach. So like, like on a day-to-day basis, I know you're like walking out on the field, like, God, I give you glory. Lord, I'm playing for you. What does that look like in the Word or youth group? Do you have a consistent thing that you try to practice anyways? You know?
Yeah, I would say so. Well, of course, you got to start your morning with something. So I try to pray at least every morning, get into the Word when I can. But, and then youth group a lot. I love youth group. It's great. You know about that.
A little bit.
And then, yeah, so day to day, I would say I keep God in my head 24/7 as long as I can at least. And like through school, in classes, whatever, like each action I make, I'm like, I think before I do, you know, I try to at least. And I'm like, is this going to glorify God, or is this going to like make other people want to do what I do, sinful things?
Wow. Yeah, that's good. I love it. I love hearing you talk. I feel like you got just a cool way about you, man. I want to hear more, and hopefully the people can catch that. I think they can. So like, what is, so yes, of course we want to honor the Lord with all of our pursuits and everything that we're chasing after. What is it that you're chasing after? What's on Jake's mind? Like, let's talk back to the sports.
Yeah. So I feel like the Lord has shown me what he can do with my life. And like, I think he wants to use soccer. I mean, sports, at least FCA's shown me that too. And I would like to make it as far as I can, you know?
Yeah.
See what I can do, even like coaching or something. I want to stay in the game as long as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that would be great.
That's really cool. And it teaches you, the games of sports teach you so much, right? It teaches you that you got to do the hard thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not the easy thing. It's not the quick thing, right? It always takes longer than expected. It's always harder than expected, but it's worth it. And that can talk a lot about life, right? That's the message of life.
Yeah.
And even following the Lord, right? It's hard at times.
There's so much.
Yeah. And it's the narrow way. And when other people try to take the easy route, other people like cheat on the workout or whatever, you don't. You do the hard thing because you want to be successful. Paul says, run as if to win. Run your race as if to win the prize. Yep. Right? So you must work hard. I heard that you can do a backflip.
I can. I just learned, though. It's not like I'm
Well, we might have to
best at it.
video it. We might have to see. So,
okay.
okay, not right now, but we're going to get it. Right, Josh? That's awesome. All right, so back to this season, and we're almost done, but like, so where are you right now in the season?
So we're about to start playoffs. We're sitting at third seed, and that's what we wanted to be as our season went on. We picked out, okay, that's what we wanted. Here's the matches we've played, our results. We want to shoot for third, and that's what we're going to be.
Okay.
That's what we've won. We've won third place, and so now going into the playoffs, we're going to be away at Southern, so a bit of a drive there, but
okay.
yeah,
Friday.
And 2 losses to them already, so we want to get some revenge.
So have you been having some good practices, ready to go?
Yeah, we've been grinding. We've been working hard, trying to get our stuff ready, and so yeah.
So I apologize for my ignorance. I'm more of a football Americana type guy. But like, so I guess you have strategy and scheme for the other team still.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you have a good scheme, or?
I would say so. Yeah, it's good.
Like I said, sorry for.
That's all right. We're gonna have to. I feel like the strategy stuff like that. It's more like the coach's job. He sets it out for all the players.
Yeah.
But like when it comes down to like singular player, like as they play, it's like whatever's best right there.
Yeah.
Forget the strategy. What's gonna work best when you got the ball? What's the next best thing to do?
Gotcha. Sounds good. Dude, this was great.
Yes.
So, man, maybe we'll catch up again sometime. So we appreciate you taking some time with us. So here it was, Jake MacGray. Remember the name. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Please share it and hit the subscribe button. We'll see you soon.